Autoline Daily is brought to you by Bridgestone, passion for excellence.
This is Autoline Daily for Wednesday, June 16, 2010, and now the news. Will electric cars really sell? Think, the Norwegian EV company, just came up with a very interesting retail strategy. It will sell Think electric cars through Migros, a giant supermarket chain in Switzerland that sells groceries, department store goods, and even has travel services. This arrangement gives Think at least 600 retail outlets throughout Switzerland, and Migros will also provide insurance, financing, parts, and service. What's next for Think? Costco? These EV upstarts could start changing the rules of the game. We showed you the new VW Jetta yesterday. You know, the new one that will be priced right with the Toyota Corolla and Honda Civic. Well, we've got more info on VW. Bloomberg reports that it wants its North American operations to be completely free from being affected by the euro in the next couple of years. VW plans to boost North American production to the point that 75% of the vehicles it sells in the NAFTA region are manufactured there. VW is also going to have a hybrid version of the Jetta in 2 years. And by the way, sales of the outgoing Jetta are up 27% so far this year in the American market. Saudi Arabia has designed its own SUV. Called the Gazal 1, it's built off a Mercedes G-Class platform, but the body and interior were designed by students at King Saud University in Riyadh. Mercedes, Motorola, and Magna all played a role in the development of the SUV. The Arab News reports that it is specifically designed to meet Saudi Arabia's desert climate. Annual production is targeted at 20,000 units a year, but we weren't able to get any information on the who, what, when, where, or why of who's going to tool it up and build it. Continental AG, the giant German automotive supplier, is showing off some of its advanced technology. Craig Cole from Autoline Daily is over in Germany right now covering all that, and he caught up with Dr. Peter Lyer, who explained what Conti's new emergency steering system is all about.
The system we are having is using the new technology which is coming into the market, which is electric power steering. We are combining this with the ESC system to basically prevent rear collision accidents by having, when the driver is starting to steer around an obstacle in the way, supporting him. We are using a distance sensor, monitoring the object, the obstacle, and the way around. By knowing the way around, we are calculating the trajectory around and then giving a recommendation to the driver and the steering wheel to find the optimal way around that obstacle.
We'll have more reports on Conti in the days to come. A recent university study shows just how easy it is for a car's computer system to be hacked, and industry insiders say it's a matter of when, not if, it happens, and the results could be bad. According to Wards, scientists experimented on 2 unidentified cars and found that hackers can access the computer in 2 different ways, either physically entering the car and inserting a bad component into a diagnostic port or by using a wireless interface. The team found that 5 kinds of digital radio interfaces accept outside inputs. The team tested the cars in the lab while they were parked and while driving, and the results were chilling. They were able to disable communications to and from all electronic control units even while the car was moving, forcibly and completely disengage the brakes while the car was moving, prevent a car engine from being turned on or off, and fully controlling the instrument panel to display arbitrary messages like falsifying the fuel level and manipulating the speedometer to show an arbitrary speed, tricking the driver into going too fast. While the results are disturbing, most systems have some sort of protection, but they acknowledge it would be hard to stop a motivated hacker who knows what he or she is doing. Coming up next, time for You Said It.
Introducing Bridgestone's 3rd generation of run-flat tires with groundbreaking new Bridgestone technologies. Bridgestone run-flat tires offer improved ride comfort, lower rolling resistance, and improved wear while giving you the peace of mind and comfort you need. And now it's time for some of your feedback.
Pedro Fernandez saw our report that Mexican auto workers make about $4 an hour and says, so, in Mexico, an auto worker gets per day what his U.S. counterpart gets per hour. It's no wonder that Ford's moved their Fusion and Fiesta assemblies to Mexico, and then they brag about how much profit they're making. Well, Pedro, it is a global auto industry, and Ford's been making cars in Mexico since the 1920s. Also, Mexico has trade agreements with other South American countries, which will allow Ford to export Fiestas from Mexico to them. And one correction, the new Fusion will not be made in Mexico. It'll be made in Michigan, about 15 minutes that way from our studios. Tony Gray had to weigh in on that "don't call it a Chevy" controversy. He says, I will continue to call my Chevrolet a Chevy, just as I call my BMW a Bimmer, my GTO a Goat, and drink a Coke that I get at the drive-thru at Mickey D's while riding a Harley. Tony, I couldn't have said it better myself. Chevrolet should be embracing its nickname and teaching the rest of the world about it as it takes the brand globally, instead of hiding in shame from a term of endearment. Jim Bianchi saw our report on the noise that the Nissan Leaf will make and came up with a very clever idea. He says, perhaps EV makers will consider other sounds for their vehicles. Maybe there's a market for downloading different sounds for EVs, just like there are for cell phone ringtones. Jim, my advice is run out there and patent that idea. As you know, the market for ringtones is in the billions of dollars a year, and I bet there would be a lot of EV owners who would love to personalize the sound that their cars make. And that is it for today's top news in the global automotive industry. Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.